Hello, and welcome to the second season of the Sunnydale Diaries, a podcast where I and my friend Melanie
Hello.
are watching every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And we are heading into season 2.
Holy moly. This is where it gets good.
This is where it gets good.
So I'm told.
Yes. I will say that this first episode of season 2 is probably my least favorite season opener.
Okay.
I will say that.
All right.
Before we get into the episode, let's talk about summer vacations.
Right, because this is about this. We come back in after they're getting back from summer vacation.
Yeah.
So were you a big summer vacation? Did your family do a lot of summer vacation stuff when you were younger?
Not really like big trips. We tend to do those more over like winter break, over like President's Week. We always got off in New York. So we come to Florida a lot, actually.
Yeah.
But summer was like local trips, like trips within New York.
Lots of road trips.
Lots of road trips.
Did you have a station wagon?
No. We had a dinky Ford Escort.
Oh.
Yeah, it broke
man.
down all the time.
Family trip in the Ford Escort.
Yeah.
Oh. We always had like big conversion vans, it was the 80s. So we had big, like with the TV and the fancy van. That was how my family rolled. And we did a lot of trips when we lived up north, of course, a lot of trips to Florida, Disney, a lot. And then I don't know that we really did road trips. We might have driven up to Massachusetts because we had family up there. But I know when I was in high school, old enough to be driving myself around, man, summer was the best.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh. There was one summer where I think it was my first summer of college, and I had a car. I didn't have a job. All I did was go to the beach every day and hang out with my friends, go out to eat. I don't know where I got the money for this, but that's all I did. It was amazing.
Nice.
I had such a good tan that summer. I'm going to have to show you the picture. It's the best tan I've ever had in my life. Good times.
Yeah, when I was able to drive, I didn't get my license until like right after high school graduation. And it took me 3 times to pass. Yeah.
What?
The first
Why?
time I was just really nervous.
Yeah.
And
then there was that pedestrian.
So the second time.
No, well, so what were you nervous? What did you not do right?
Basically, I mean, I didn't do anything like dangerous, but I wasn't ready.
Okay.
Like, no, like,
what do you have to do to fail your driver's test?
Just not park well.
Oh.
Yeah, my parallel parking wasn't good.
Like he could tell, that's sexist. The driver test couldn't tell that you were confident in your driving.
Yeah,
okay.
And I wasn't.
No.
Like, my father maybe took me out 3 or 4 times, and
yeah,
I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
The second time was perfect until the very last turn into where we started. It was a left turn.
Yeah.
There was a car coming.
Yeah.
I felt I had plenty of time to go.
Yeah.
However, the driving test instructor did not, and it was through a driving school, the car that I was using, because I got lessons at failing the first time, and so it had dual brakes, my side and the passenger side, and she slammed on those brakes, and that was the end of that.
Oh man.
And then the third time, everything was good, and probably about halfway through, she like pulled out her little stamp and stamped it as passed. So then I'm like, I need to get back and not screw up in this last half because I passed.
So you squealed out.
Hit a couple of people like it was on Grand Theft Auto. No.
Did we already talk about driver's ed?
I don't think so.
That was a summer thing that I did in high school, where that was like me and all my friends that summer we did driver's ed. It must have been like you got money off your insurance or something. So all our parents, it was through the high school, and they had I don't remember what kind of cars they were. They were just sedans. There's like 5 of them. And you'd watch some movies in the class, and they'd talk about rules of the road, and then you'd all go out to the cars. Everybody would get in the cars and drive in our figure 8s or drive around the track. And so that was good practice.
And then you'd get blinded by a witch and walk in front of a bus like Cordelia did.
No. But somebody did wreck one of the driver's ed cars in the figure 8. Because they made us go through with other cars. And so you had to be careful. And they made us go backwards around the figure 8 with other cars. And I think that was it, that he hit one of the other cars. What I remember from driver's ed was it was the year that Bon Jovi's Slippery When Wet came out.
Oh,
And I was
yes.
very anti Bon Jovi. I knew nothing about Bon Jovi, but I was like, yeah, it's heavy metal. It's not me.
Heavy
And this
metal.
kid that I was in the car with at the time, he was like, he put it in the cassette player, and I was like, oh no. And I ended up loving the album.
It's a good album.
It was a good album. And also, they told us we couldn't have the air conditioners on. This is in Florida in the summer. And so we were supposed to have all the windows down. So we would just have the windows down with the air conditioner on and be sneaky about it.
Now that you say that, maybe we have talked about driver's ed already, but not to this detail.
Okay.
It was probably
James Lano. That's who was in the car with me. If you're listening, James. He was also my bowling nemesis.
Wow, that might go into the title of the episode. Bowling Nemesis.
Bowling nemesis.
Or on the band names list.
Okay.
Yeah, so once I got my license, I drove around so much in the summer.
Yeah.
Just, I'd go visit people at work.
Yeah.
Like, I'd just drive.
Yes.
I loved it.
It was amazing having that freedom. My best friend and I used to drive around. Like, we'd get out of school and we would just go drive around Broward County. And we used to, like, I don't know if it was a seasonal thing, but it seems like we were always finding, like, roadside carnivals and stuff. Just, like, go to this, Podunk Carnival and ride what was that called? The Himalaya?
Okay.
Remember the Himalaya? All those spin around and get you sick rides? Oh,
yes.
Man. Put together in a half an hour by Jim Bob. And we had no sense of mortality at that point.
Nope. Were you a summer camp kid?
No.
Neither.
No.
Neither was I.
I went to one day of Girl Scout camp, and just as a day, because I was so, we've talked about bullying, and I think I had such social anxiety that I didn't want to go spend the night at the Girl Scout camp. So my mom brought me for the day, and that was even too much for me. I ended up having like heat exhaustion or something. I had to go home. I don't know what. Oh my gosh, childhood trauma.
I don't even think it was something I even thought about wanting to do.
No. I don't know, like everybody now, parents send their kids to camps. Mm-hmm. I mean, not camping camps so much, but
day camps at least.
But I don't think it was such a thing.
Mm-hmm. Only camp I could think of was like space camp because it was a prize on Double Dare.
And computer camp, like later on, I remember kids going to computer camp.
Oh,
but I don't even know if that was like a sleepover thing.
Right.
But camping camp, I don't know. Maybe because we were in Florida. I don't know. Yeah, it wasn't a thing in my group anyway.
Yeah. Interesting. Like my husband, he went every summer. He went up to upstate New York for camp. Like, I mean, for so many years, he ended up becoming a counselor in the summers.
Wow.
But for me, never.
No.
It was pretty much, and my parents were like, just to me and my sister, go play.
Go play.
Yeah.
I know, go play. Be home for dinner.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of Nintendo. I know I read a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. We didn't,
One summer.
It was a different time.
Yeah. In between 10th and 11th grade, I was trying to get some volunteer hours in because, college was coming up. And so I wrote a letter to my local library, which I was a big fan of. It's a very nice library. And, asked if I could volunteer there. Mm-hmm. And, they called me up and said, we've never really allowed student volunteers before, but we were so impressed with your letter, which was cool. So, I go in thinking, I'll be like putting back some books. You know what they had me do?
What?
They had me there was like a whole area where they had like periodicals out, newspapers, magazines.
Yeah.
Go to each shelf, take everything off, dust it. Yeah, they had me clean.
You were the janitor.
Nothing.
You were the magazine janitor.
But it's volunteer, so I guess I really don't have a choice.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
So I did it for like 2 weeks, and then by the third week, so my dad would drop me off. By the third week, I just went, grabbed a book off the shelf, went in the corner of the library, and read because I'm done. I've had enough.
My second year of college, I did work study both my first 2 years, and my second year, I worked at the library on campus, and I got to do that. Like, you'd go in, you'd sign in, you go down to the front desk, and you'd get the cart of books that had to be reshelved up and down the library tower, and you just go floor to floor and do that. And that wasn't very fun. I did a great job, of course, and the lady that was in charge wanted me to work over the summer, and I think I did commute for a little while from Broward down to Miami to do that summer job. But a lot of times she found me up in the stacks just reading books too.
Sure.
She was very sneaky, that lady. You couldn't hear her coming either.
She worked in a library. She knew how to be quiet.
She was very sneaky.
Do you ever take any summer college courses?
My last few years of college, I did. My first two, no, I was off the summer having fun. But yeah, I did because I wanted to get done.
Okay.
I went 2 years in Miami, took a year off, and then came back and finished at University of Florida. And by that time, I had grown up enough that I was like, I need to get this degree and get this show on the road. So yeah, I was like, get it done.
I don't think I ever knew you took a year off.
I did. Oh, that's a whole story in itself.
Okay.
I moved to California with a guy.
Oh, it was that year?
Yes, it was that year. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there'll be a topic in a future episode.
Poor choices. Poor romantic choices. No. There's lots of opportunities in this show to talk about poor romantic choices.
Yes. I tried one summer class after my freshman year. I tried organic chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
And my thinking was, because I have heard it was a very difficult class, so my thinking was, well, if I take it over summer, I could just focus on that.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to do that one with the whole other course load.
Yeah.
Yeah, that didn't work.
That's a really hard class, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like super hard.
It was very, very difficult. And I failed the first test. And I mean, not too my own horn, but technically I don't fail tests.
Right.
So I withdrew, never told my mom, because she actually had paid for that one. Most of my college I paid for, but she paid for that. So I used my my scanner. I remember we talked about scanners.
Yeah, Scan-O-Matic.
Yep, I scanned in the report card with the W on it and copied and pasted an A over it.
Sean.
Yeah. I know.
Did you ever confess?
No.
Oh my gosh,
No.
Sean.
I know. Then she died 3 years later.
Oh, Sean.
So she'll never know.
Oh. Did your sister know?
Oh, yeah, I told her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did do my master's thesis course over the summer, which was very difficult because I was my degree is in elementary education, and I don't know if you know this, but there's no elementary school in the summer, so it's really hard to do case study work when there's no children in school.
Right.
So I don't want to burst any bubbles, but there was a lot of fabrication in my thesis. I mean, we had 3 weeks of meeting with some kids that were doing some summer activity or probably camp things that we'd pull them out of and try to do these educational studies on them. And so, oh my gosh, instead of, the normal, how long is a semester, instead of however long,
4 months.
4 months. Yeah. We had 3 weeks.
Oh, geez. Wow.
Whatever. I graduated straight A's. Thank you very much.
Nice.
So
Very
my
cool.
creative writing skills are up there.
That's good. That's good. Favorite summer memory before we hop in?
That summer of the beach, man.
Okay.
Oh, good times.
All right. Nice. For me, let's see, I'm going to go with my 21st birthday.
Oh, yeah?
Because my birthday's in the summer.
Yeah.
So I had, during the day, I had gone to Splish Splash, which is the Long Island water park, with my sister. And we had a really good time. And then that night, I went out, my husband and some other friends, to the Hamptons.
Mm-hmm.
And, we just went club hopping around the Hamptons. And I think I told you this already. At one point, I drank a beer out of the bartender's shoe.
Yes, you told me that story.
Yep. And it was a fun night. We did not drive. We were safe.
Good.
And it was...
Pre-Uber.
Oh, yes, very much so. Pre-Uber. And it was just a great time.
Those summer nights.
Nice.
Thank you.
It's not an episode without you dropping a little bit of singing. And I like it.
You love it.
All right, let's talk about When She Was Bad.
Season 2, Episode 1.
Also, the episode where Buffy is a bitch.
Man. So they did start with a little recap
Mm-hmm.
of Season 1. And they focused on Angel professing his love for Buffy.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And the battle with the Master, and the Master is dead. And then Colin the Anointed.
Yes.
So I assume that's going to play throughout Season 2. We're going to have more of Angel and Buffy, and Colin.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
More
did
Colin.
Did you notice that the previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer was not voiced by the creepy voiceover guy was voiced by Giles.
Oh, Giles. Oh, no, I did not.
Okay.
I did notice that in another episode, though.
Okay.
In episode 2.
Mm-hmm.
So we open, and Xander and Willow are walking around the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because they're thinking about their friend Buffy. So that's what do you think of when you think of Buffy?
Vampires.
You go
death,
vampires, death, and the cemetery. So it's a nice, casual stroll by the cemetery.
Mm-hmm. Eating ice cream.
Eating ice cream and doing movie quotes.
Mm-hmm.
And their movie quotes were, what were they? The first one, I don't know. It was...
In the few hours that we had together, we've loved a lifetime's worth, from Terminator.
I didn't remember that quote, but I'm sure they're right, yeah.
It's a madhouse, Planet of the Apes.
Oh, yeah.
Use the Force, Luke.
Oh, use the Force, Luke, right.
Yeah.
So my question was, they were talking about how boring their summer was.
Mm-hmm.
No monsters, boring. And so I was like, well, so what? Why no monsters? Like, the master goes away and then there's just nothing? And so Buffy's out of town.
Yes.
She's in LA, I guess, with her dad, right? With Monzo.
Mm-hmm.
And so is there no monsters because it's summer vacation and they all take a vacation? Or is it or is it because Buffy's not there? Or is it because the master's gone? We don't know.
I'm going to postulate that because the master's gone, that things are just in disarray, and all the vampires who are left, they just went their separate ways.
But it's not just vampires. There's monsters, too. It's the Hellmouth. It's not just vampires. As we've seen from season 1, where it was like only 2 episodes about vampires, and the rest were all about random monsters.
Yep, yeah.
Right? So the Hellmouth closes up for a summer vacation.
Maybe,
they all went on a road trip together to Disney.
Exactly. Maybe they went to another Hellmouth.
Maybe there's like a Hellmouth on each coast, and so they just go bi-coastal. I don't know. Anyway, so Xander and Willow are walking and talking, and then I was wondering, because there was some serious like romantic vibes going on. He puts the ice cream on her nose, and then he's like looking in her eyes, and they're gonna kiss. And so I was like, oh, I think one of my predictions was off. Like I said, like they weren't gonna get together till season 3, and so I was like, oh, maybe they're gonna get together right now. But no,
because vampire.
A vampire.
They referenced the Amish in a movie called Witness.
Oh yeah, they did.
I have not seen that movie, so fill me in.
Witness is about, there's an Amish community, and there's a murder.
Okay. And
the witness to the murder is a little Amish kid played by Lucas Haas.
Okay.
Haas, mm-hmm. Lucas Haas, little Lucas Haas. And I don't remember who plays his mom, but they were there. It was like in the train station bathroom or something. And so little Lucas Haas sees it through the stall. And so Harrison Ford plays a cop or FBI or something who is going to investigate this murder, and he has to insert himself into the Amish community to kind of figure out what happened and to get this kid to help him to remember what happened, to find the killer. So he gets into the Amish community, and they pretend he's Amish, and it's about him blending in. He ends up having an affair with the Amish mom, and da-da-da-da, and so it turns into like a crime thriller kind of thing.
Okay.
But there's a scene where he's riding the horse and buggy with the Amish people, and there's some English people from the outside world, mm-hmm. and they're like picking on and making fun of the Amish people who are nonviolent. And one of the English guys comes up and he puts ice cream on the Amish guy's nose. It might be Harrison Ford's nose. I'm not sure. I don't remember. And they can't do anything about it because they're nonviolent.
Right.
But then I think Harrison Ford does get violent with that guy.
So it's not a sweet moment like what Xander did to Willow.
Oh. Well, I mean, it is a sweet moment, but the ice cream on the nose reminded him of the movie, I guess.
Right. Well,
ice cream on the nose. But...
I meant when it happens in Witness, it's not a sweet moment.
No.
Okay.
No.
So vampire.
Okay, vampire. Out. Like split-second vampire, and then Buffy's there, and she kicks him into a tree, and that kills him.
It's wood through the heart.
Was there wood through the heart?
Yes.
I don't know. To me, it just looked like she slammed him against the tree and he exploded. I was like, what the heck? Palm tree? Death by palm tree? What?
There was a branch.
All right.
before Buffy showed up, Willow mentioned something about getting postcards. Willow made a comment about getting postcards from Buffy.
Yeah.
Postcards. I don't. You send them to your
I
niece
send
and
them to my
nephew,
niece
right?
and nephews. Yep.
I feel like that's a dying.
And we send
pastime.
appointment reminder postcards
Mhm.
to our patients
Right.
at my job. That's about it, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Postcards are expensive now.
They are.
Like $1.25, $1.50 for a postcard.
And then the price of the stamps.
I'm telling you.
In my day.
Get off my lawn.
Yeah. So Buffy's back. She says, "Miss me," to Xander and Willow as she's kicking the vampire into the tree when he explodes.
And then shredding guitar opening credits.
Yep.
Same credits. I was a little surprised. They used the season 1 same opening credit scenes. Like they didn't insert season 2 clips. Yeah.
Yeah, I had the same thought when I was watching it.
Okay. So, and then we are Buffy. We're back to Buffy. No.
Yeah. Buffy,
Yeah. Okay.
Xander, Willow.
Right. Okay. I noticed that Buffy's not wearing the cross
Yes, I
in this
noticed that
first
too.
scene. Okay.
Yep,
Interesting.
Willow said that they buried the master
By the tree, right?
Yep. Giles poured holy water, consecrate the ground.
Yep.
And they ask her, "Have you seen Giles?" Just kind of like nonchalant. I'll see him at school.
Yep. Something's off.
Something's up.
You could tell.
Yep.
Something's up. So then we're back at home, and Monzo and Joyce are hanging out in Buffy's room and unpacking all the clothes and shoes that he bought for her while she was away.
Mm-hmm.
He takes out some really heinous yellow.
Exactly what I wrote.
I don't know, platform shoes. Oh, man.
Those are some yellow, ugly shoes.
And then he makes a comment about, they're talking about how she was kind of distant with him over the summer,
no
and he doesn't know
connection.
why, no connection. And then he's like, at least when she was burning stuff down, I knew what to say. And I was like, well, okay. She burned down a gym. She burned down one thing. She wasn't burning down stuff.
Right.
Like, she's not like a pyro running around and burning down buildings every day. She was burning down one thing.
Right. Yep.
And I imagine what he wanted to say was, what the hell are you doing?
Right.
Right?
Yep. I'm glad that Almanzo and Joyce are able to have at least what looks like a civil relationship.
Almanzo is a very sensitive guy.
Yeah.
In the show and in the Little House.
Yeah.
I just saw something. I almost forwarded it to you today. It was a Facebook maybe post or Instagram. I don't know. About Monzo and Laura Ingalls' first kiss on Little House, and how there was such an age difference between the two actors, and that there was chaperones on set, and Melissa Gilbert's mom was there, and it was her first kiss in life as well as on screen. And as she was doing it, her mom was disrupting the whole scene by crying and saying, "My baby."
Oh, wow.
I know. We have to come up with a list of questions for Dean Butler if ever we meet him. Like,
so many people are doing cons now that are not necessarily related to like a sci-fi show.
Yeah.
That, like, I saw, like, Gina Davis is going to. I mean, nothing against Gina Davis. I like her, but
that's interesting.
And just a couple of other.
I mean, she was on Earth Girls Are Easy. That's pretty
okay. Yeah, all right. I wasn't thinking about that, but just a few, or even the ones that are coming to MegaCon in Orlando. It's. I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up. We'll have to go.
My sister-in-law's cousin is an NPR reporter in Orlando. They do the space reporting, and he's going to be at MegaCon.
Ooh.
They're doing a whole panel.
Cool.
I know. These cons are really branching out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, Monzo.
No connection.
Something's up.
Mm-hmm.
First day of school, we see Cordelia.
Mm-hmm.
Cordelia's got some new hair, I think.
Yes.
Got it's like frosted or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
frosted. Walking around with her minions who don't talk.
Yeah.
She like where she goes from one side of the set to the other side with a monologue. They don't say a word.
She's like the Regina George of Buffy.
She really is. Yeah. Yeah, she had some things in this episode and the next episode that made me laugh. I know you're happy about that.
I'm happy about that. We get Giles and Snyder.
Yes. Okay, so I got to show you a screen print I took. I was standing up taking a picture of this on my phone. They're walking along and there's a poster behind them. And I think it says, make a statement that you can take off at night. And it's a picture of a guy, and I'm not quite sure what it is.
Yeah. You know, I did see that.
What is a statement you could take off at night?
I don't know. I'll do some Googling.
Like, what's behind Principal Snyder's head there? I think that's got to be like a temporary tattoo, maybe? I don't know.
I'm Googling right now.
Okay. All right.
So the Google has found no results. So.
Oh, that's a good one. If anybody knows what that's about.
Okay, so we meet Armin Shiverman at the con. We'll just show him the picture. It's like,
he's not gonna know.
I know. I'm just being funny.
Okay. But I bet somebody knows.
Somebody knows.
So anyway, they're talking, and I'm writing down, wow, Principal Snyder really dislikes kids.
He does.
And he's comparing them to locusts, and he says that he refers to their relentless, pointless desire to exist. And then he calls them hormonal time bombs, and he just has to keep an eye on them. I don't know what he thinks he's going to do, but... And then Giles voices exactly what I wrote down and says, you really shouldn't have... Maybe you shouldn't be a principal.
Yeah. Like, how was he even a teacher?
I don't know. How is the school even open?
There's the first
it's
one.
Perfect. He's the perfect principal for this crazy school.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
where nothing makes sense.
I mean, I like Mr. Flutie, but I do think you need somebody a little firmer.
Yeah. He's pretty firm.
Yep. And then Giles sees Jenny Calendar.
Jenny Calendar.
I'm not digging her Uma Thurman Pulp Fiction hair.
No.
No.
Oh, so I got to tell you, I was looking her up. That actress.
Ruby Lamore. I'm probably butchering the pronunciation.
Have you ever looked her up? Who she is?
No, I have not. You're dropping knowledge.
I'm gonna. Remember when Prince did the Diamonds and Pearls album? And he had those two chicks? Diamond and Pearl?
Yeah.
She's Pearl.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, that was when Prince stopped talking. And so Diamond and Pearl talked for him.
Huh.
I know. And so she was Pearl and his spokesperson. And then she retired from acting, and now she's a Christian lecturer teacher.
Really?
Yes. She's not the first Prince protege woman who has gone totally Christian. I think it was Apollonia, who was before your time.
Oh, yeah.
Or like an early 80s Prince person. And she went totally Christian too. I don't know. Prince is just drive him to God. drive him to Jesus.
Wow.
I know. But can you believe that she was a Pearl?
I mean, I have a Jenny related fact that I think is pretty cool.
Bring it.
Well, I can't. It's in a future episode this season. But I thought that was good, but not compared to what you just said.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, at the age of 22, she retired from dance and she turned to acting. And then, let's see. Since her role ended on Buffy, she's been guest star on things. Let's see. For more than 10 years, she was retired from acting, focusing her efforts on other priorities such as Christian counseling, although she can be seen in commercials and smaller roles. Interesting.
Very interesting.
Jenny.
I still think it's funny that she was born the same year as Cordelia, and she's playing a teacher, and Cordelia's playing a high school student.
Yeah, well. So Jenny Calendar went to Burning Man over the summer.
Of course she did.
With the naked mud, whatever.
Yep. That's her Jenny.
Yeah.
She's a free spirit.
The techno-pagan.
Yep. I did think it was cute that, Snyder is still, like, on his soliloquy about these kids, and he says something like, every boy turns into a gibbering fool, and Giles like, drooling over her. Yeah.
That's cute. And then, then Giles sees Buffy, and he's like, how was your summer? How are you? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm ready to train. Let's go.
And we get a training montage.
I wrote hard rock tumbling montage.
Yep. And it included the quarterstaff.
Dodge, parry, ha.
And we trip and trip and trip it up and down.
So, and then she finishes, after she snaps the training post in two, And then she's like, she's all coked up or something. It was like her Elizabeth Berkley moment. She was like, okay, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's go. I was like, oh my gosh, girl.
What
is going on?
She had some rage.
She got something.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we switched to there's a vampire meeting at the warehouse.
Mm-hmm. We're not
there yet.
No, we are. I was gonna say we're not in church anymore.
No,
we got destroyed.
We're in like a barn warehouse, like yeah. And we got the guy who I guess is Asmodeus. Is that his name?
I think that's what they said.
When I saw in the credits, and so is Asmodeus or whatever it was, I was like, oh gosh, okay, new character. And so he's like the leader of this, I don't know what you call it, group. This new group of vampires. And then Colin's right there, dressed like Johnny Cash. With little Johnny Cash with his floppy hair. He's got the black, he's all in black turtleneck. And so he's like growing up a little bit, but he still doesn't say much.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know what room they're sitting in. Buffy and Xander and Willow, and they're just chit-chatting.
Yeah, it wasn't a cafeteria. It was like a lounge.
They have like these little lounges in this school. I don't know.
California.
It's California. And then Giles comes in and he's like, well, what did he say to open it? But I know he ended with, I killed you once.
Yeah, they killed you once. It shouldn't be too difficult to do it again. Yep.
And then she grabs his face, pulls off his face. It was like a Mission Impossible style mask. Yep. And it's the master. Oh, she wakes up. It's a bad dream on her, and she's laying on her crocheted pillowcase.
And Angel's just chilling.
There's Angel. Oh, but before she wakes up, one of the things that Xander says when Buffy sits down and they're talking, and he says, you could tell us we're your bosom friends. We're friends of your bosom.
Yes.
Oh, gosh, Xander. All right, so then Angel is just sitting there creepily in her room.
Like,
Stalker.
Ew. Just ew.
Right?
Yeah.
And then as he's standing there, he's like, may I come in? It's like, you're already in.
And she's giving a major attitude, but I think it's deserved.
Yes. I was creeped out at first when she woke up and her bed was right next to the window. I was like, girl, that's not safe. And the window's wide open. I was like, this is California. They're crazies out there. So anyway, she's kind of a jerk to him too.
Yeah.
And she turns over literally and gives him the cold shoulder. And then, except she has a little, he's like, I missed you.
And she goes to say it too, but then he's gone.
He's gone.
Yeah.
You lost your chance. Too little, too late. All right, then Buffy, Willow, Xander at the lockers.
Xander's ugly green, yellow, white, black strap shirt.
Buffy's in pants. And I wrote, definitely less pastel-y. So far this episode, she's wearing dark clothes. And so, if you haven't figured out already that something's off with Buffy.
No boots.
No
short skirts. Yeah.
Gray pants. Gray, black, and white.
There's some cute sparring between Cordelia and Xander.
Yeah. And then they're talking about how Chiba Mato is going to be at the Bronze. You remember Chiba Mato?
I was going to ask. I did.
You don't remember them?
I had to look them up.
Oh yeah, no. I have them on my Spotify playlist.
Okay.
The song that they're playing at the Bronze is called Spoon. I did look them up. They when they started, I guess their name Chiba Mato means something in
Crazy
Italian.
Food.
Crazy Food. And their first album, all the songs were named after food.
Oh, okay.
But then later, Sean Lennon joined their group. I did not know that.
Is he related to John Lennon?
Yes, he's John Lennon's son.
Okay.
And he was dating one of the girls in the band. But anyway, he joined the band, and he's in that scene at the Bronze.
Oh, okay. Man, you're full of it today. In a good way.
I know. So the sparring between Cordelia and Xander, and then Buffy burns Cordelia, right? She says, you won't tell anyone I'm the Slayer. I won't tell anyone you're a moron. And then she just walks off. I was like, ouch! Yikes!
Yeah. She's
Buffy.
Yeah, something going on.
Whew. All right, so we're at the Bronze. We're listening to Chiba Mato, and Willow's got a cup of ice cream because
I was gonna.
The menu at the Bronze is so diverse.
Do you want to say it?
What is this club? Ice cream. They've got a freaking ice cream parlor back there.
Oh, I didn't.
Soft
I was wondering.
serve ice cream.
Was it ice cream? Was it cappuccino foam?
No, I think it was ice cream.
Okay.
buttery croissants and ice cream.
And Xander doesn't care. Like, you got something on
Xander's
your
like,
nose.
oh, I know, man. Boys suck.
The magic is over. They had that one moment, that one chance to get together.
Because Buffy wasn't there, so he was like,
You'll do.
Sloppy seconds, or not sloppy, but you know what I mean.
I know
like,
what you mean. Yep.
And then Buffy does show up, and oh, okay, no, there's a little interspersed scene here. We're at the cemetery, and we're digging up the Master's bones.
Yep, the ground.
Which I was like, I gotta say, in my experience with vampires, you don't just bury it all in one place. Like, you chop off the head and you put that somewhere.
I agree.
Right?
Yeah, and Dracula, they would chop off the head and stuff the mouth with garlic.
Oh, okay, there you go.
Yeah.
Is that in the book? That's how they do it in the book?
That's how they do it.
All right.
Yeah.
Stuff the mouth. That's good.
Yeah.
I guess he figured consecrating the ground was enough.
Yeah.
Apparently not, because Colin, with his turtleneck, is like, you MFers keep digging. I don't care if it's consecrated.
It burns.
And it burns. And they're just using their hands because they're too dumb to bring shovels with them. I don't know what that's about. Right? Some gloves? No.
Something.
They can't put gloves on. They got long nails.
That's true.
Right?
That's true.
But, yeah, all right, Colin. But he that's all. That whole speech I just gave is encapsulated when he just says, dig.
Yep.
Keep digging. There was a tone.
Then we're back to the bronze.
We're back to the bronze, and Buffy is like, not only is she mean, but she's like a whore.
The kind of sultry, slow song.
Right? Like, she's like grinding on Xander, and you can tell, as much as he likes Buffy, he was not into it.
No.
He was like, this is wrong. He knew it was wrong. Cordelia knew it was wrong. Willow knew it was, everybody knew it was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Angel is standing there. Everybody's ticked off. And then when she walks away, it's like, I noticed all the extras are watching her walk away. I was like, man, that's some bad acting right there. You're not supposed to be watching her, I don't think. I don't think the whole club would stop.
No.
And Cordelia follows her out and tells her,
really,
what's wrong with you? And I was like, man, if Cordelia is calling you out.
You're really campaigning for Bitch of the Year.
Right? Yes. And then she says, whatever's going on, get over it. Spank your inner moppet.
I had to look up what a moppet was.
What?
So a moppet is a young child.
Yeah.
So what did she mean by spank your inner moppet?
I don't know. This is one of those lingo things maybe that I don't get because I'm too old. I don't know.
There's also a reference to Joan Collins.
Yes.
Whatever's close to Joan Collins too.
Yes.
That made me laugh.
Yes.
For those younger listeners.
No, we don't have younger listeners. We already looked at our statistics, and you're all in our age bracket. You know who Joan Collins is. If you don't, you can Google it. All right, and so then Buffy gives her the cold shoulder. Mm-hmm. That should be the name of the episode. Buffy and the cold shoulder. Mm-hmm. She is giving it to, serving it to everyone. And then Cordelia napped.
Yeah, that's what I wrote.
Cordelia napped?
Yes, I wrote Cordy napped.
Okay, I wrote C napped. But you know what we mean. And then they drop her in some random place, and Jenny's there too.
Yep.
Knocked out. I was like, okay, so when Cordelia gets dumped on the floor and she sees this person lying on the floor with the hair like that,
right? Are
you going to run over and wipe the hair away from that person's face and see? I'm like, I would be like, what if that's another monster or vampire? I don't know. Are you going to be? I mean, I guess. That was very caring of Cordelia.
She's
got the streak.
Yep.
She got a nice streak.
She does.
All right.
Buffy's in the cemetery.
She sees the whole.
Yep. Bolt are gone. Not good.
Not good.
The
master is out.
Yeah, we get to the that weird lounge area again.
Yeah.
Giles, Willow, and Xander. She's possessed. That's why she's being such a bitch.
Bitka?
A bitka? That's like one of the lines that have stuck with me over the years. I like that one. Yeah, so I mean, they're saying like, what the hell's going on with her? Why is she being so mean?
Yeah.
And then she walks up.
Yep, she hears it.
Yep. And she just tells them they're going to bring him back. And
oh man,
Giles uses a word I don't know that I've ever heard before: revivification.
Okay. Revivication.
I think there's an extra syllable in there because the subtitles only had revivication. He said
ReVivicaFoxication.
Yes.
ReVivicaFoxication. I'm gonna look that up. Vivification.
Is it a word?
I know vivisection.
Well, I know like Viv means like
Revivification. Bringing
Okay.
again into activity and prominence.
Okay. I know like Viv is like
Life.
means like life. Yeah, like in vivo. I remember from school.
Yeah.
In the body. So yeah, so they're bringing him back.
They're booming. Did we talk about can we talk about Principal Snyder and Giles having their little talk, and Snyder's like, there's some things I can just smell. It's like a sixth sense. And Giles goes, oh, that's one of the 5.
Yes, I like that. That was a good one. And he isn't in for Buffy.
He's kind of in for all of them, but yeah, Buffy too, yeah.
Expulsion, jail.
No, just a little hint of jail.
Just a little, that's true. That's true. She's not fully ready for jail yet. But yeah, he's got his eye on her.
He's not wrong.
No.
She's trouble.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then I wrote down there in the library, but I didn't write down any notes for that, so it mustn't have been a very interesting scene to me.
Rock through the window.
Oh yeah, the stunt rock. Yeah.
Which comes right into Buffy's hands. Yep. Yep.
That was a big rock.
Yes.
Where do you suppose they got that rock? That's not like a pebble that you find out. I mean, you gotta like...
That's true.
That was
That's
like
true.
a half a
Had to look
boulder.
for it. Yeah, yep, yep. And Cordelia's watch tied around it, along with the note.
Yep.
Come to the bronze before it opens, or we make her a meal. And then Xander said, they're going to cook her dinner?
Oh, Xander.
So Buffy said, I'm going to do this on my own. She can't take care of them, save the day, everything. And
Thanks.
yep, goes off. And she runs into Angel.
Sure, of course she does.
Why are you riding me?
Yeah. She doesn't want to talk to him.
No.
And then they go in, and there's a girl there that's supposed to be Cordelia, but it's not. And she recognizes that right away.
Mm-hmm.
And then this girl, do you think those teeth were prosthetic? Like that giant mouthpiece she's wearing? Like her gums and teeth protrude
They
from
are.
her mouth
Yeah.
like a koi fish. Like, I don't know. I got to look that actress up because, man, they were really pronounced.
They were out there, yeah.
Yeah, so then she realizes it's a trap.
Yep. But not a trap for her.
No. And then the rest of them get attacked in the library.
Yep.
That was it.
Because they realize that it's not... Buffy thought it was... The ritual involved her because she was closest to him, but it was really who was closest physically
Who was
when
there
he died.
when it happened,
And
right.
she was up on the roof.
Yep.
And they were all right around him.
Yep.
So
we go back to the warehouse, and they're all suspended over the skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And Giles is so tall and so much taller than the rest of them that his hands are brushing up against the skeleton.
Mm-hmm.
And then Buffy says, I'm going to kill them all.
Yes. Actually, could we go back for a second?
Yes.
I have something I wanted to ask you about. When she's back at the bronze and she yanks off the cross, does that break? I feel like she does that a lot. Does that break the chain? Is there some kind of chain where you can just pull it like that and it'll...
You will never break the chain. Sorry.
It's on.
You could yank a chain off like that, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I did think it was cool how she shoved it in the vampire's mouth.
That was pretty good.
She got past those big teeth and gums.
She really did. I thought she was going to just put it on her forehead or
Right.
something. I was like, ooh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're back in the warehouse.
All right, so we're at the warehouse. They're swinging over the skeleton. She decides she's going to kick some butt.
Yep.
And I thought it was funny when, like, one of them explodes and she's just standing there in the lineup of the other vamps. And they're all just kind of looking at each other like,
What are we doing? Yep.
And I did notice that when the leader vampire, he screams, you know, and they're an attack, the screams are less lion-y. Like in season 1, the vampire screams were just lion roars.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so they definitely did better here. That was more like a scream, less like a lion roar. So that was good. Big fight.
Big fight.
She basically could kick all their butts, except for when the lead vampire comes back in and goes, enough! I never understand that
Yeah.
in battle scenes where someone comes in and yells enough, why you would stop.
Right.
Like, you got one more vampire to kill. Just kill him.
Mm-hmm.
And then take on the leader. Colin ran away. You only have 2 more guys. You already kicked butt. I don't know. All right, so she stops. He yells. But she takes him out anyway. She takes them out 2 at a time.
She stakes one and
Double
burns
stake.
the other.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Rescue all the friends. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're back to school. Oh, no, we're not back to school.
She picks up the sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah. Picks up the sledgehammer, works out her issues.
Yeah, absolutely.
Smashes the skeleton to bits.
Mm-hmm. Although, not completely.
Not completely. And she doesn't do anything with them. Because at the end, they're still there. And so in my head, I still have the issue, like, why aren't you scattering the stuff to the wind?
I agree.
All right.
Now we're back to school.
Now we're back to school. She's back to pastel. Mm-hmm. She's worked it out.
So that green thing around her shoulders, it wasn't tied. Like, what was that?
I don't know. And I have a picture of that, too.
All right.
I was standing in front of my TV a lot this time. And also, she's wearing an upside-down cross.
Really?
Well, it looks like it. Okay, I'm going to share this to you.
Okay. This will be posted on either our Facebook or Instagram. At the Sunnydale Diaries.
Yeah, look. Oh, like, what is that? It's not Angel's Cross.
It's not. I wouldn't say it's upside down now. It's more like almost like a perfectly what am I trying to say?
Like a plus sign.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a Christian cross.
Right.
All right, I got you.
But yeah, that was very confusing to me because like it doesn't look like it wasn't like a sweater.
Like it was sewn together. I wondered the same. I was like, well, she can't take that off and put it on like a sweater. So is it just a decorative thing?
I guess.
I don't know. I didn't get it either.
Okay.
90s fashion, man. Perplexing.
And she's like walking in the class all timidly. There's a empty desk next to Willow and Xander. And of course they're
not even going to talk it out. They're just going to start anew. Mm-hmm. And then we get the happy, upbeat piano guitar music. It's all happy now.
Mm-hmm. Are we bronzing tonight?
And then we see Johnny Collin. And all he says is, I hate that girl.
Yep.
And then I wrote, but the skeleton remains are all still there. Why can't he sweep them up and give it another go?
Right. Maybe you need a full skeleton. Maybe he would just come back maybe just like a toe. Like, what are you going to do with just a master
I don't know
toe?
the rules.
That is fair. How many stakes would you give this one?
2.
Whoa. Okay.
It was just okay.
All right. I'll go 2.5.
All right.
Like I said, not my favorite season opener.
I didn't like her being such a jerk.
Yeah. It was very. I mean, I understand why they were trying to show.
She's traumatized.
And she died.
But talk to your friends.
Yeah.
Don't
bottle it up.
Don't bottle it up. Advise the 2 people that are on antidepressants. Like the rest of the world. Don't bottle it up.
Did you have a favorite line?
I think I said them. The "We're friends of your bosom" was pretty good, and that I can smell like a 6th sense, and that's one of the 5. That was pretty good.
Okay. I think it was Xander's. They're gonna cook her dinner.
Oh, Xander.
Any other thoughts? All right. So compared to the season 1 premiere.
Oh, I liked it more than the season 1 premiere.
Okay.
Because really nothing happened in the season 1 premiere because it was so much like just getting to know the characters.
Exposition.
Yeah, now we know them, and so it was better. Yeah. More going on.
Okay. Any last thoughts before we close out?
No, except I'm anxious to see now what happens between Xander and Willow if they keep moving down that path and he wisens up.
Oh, you're anxious to see. Interesting. You heard it here first.
Breaking news.
Thanks
for the exclusive.
Thanks for listening to this first episode of season 2. If you can, please leave us a rating or review. We would love to hear from you. You can email us at the sunnydalediaries@gmail.com or visit our website, thesunnydalediaries.com. You want to tell them about the socials, Melanie?
Check us out on the socials. We're pretty much everywhere except for X.
Yep.
Threads, Instagram, Facebook, Discord.
If you need the
Reddit.
If you need the Discord server link, it will be on our website.
Okay. We're happy to hear from anybody who wants to write to us.
Mm-hmm. Send us your thoughts, your ideas.
Yeah.
Your glowing praise. Your criticisms. We'll take them all.
Sure.
All right. Thanks for listening, and we will see you with episode 2
some assembly required.
Yep.
See you there.